Welcome back to AI Sports Trader. This isn't opinion-based football talk. Everything you'll hear is grounded in data. Each week I run 500 simulations using AI, with all the team stats and recent performances fed into the model. What I bring you are the results that come from the simulations, probabilities, volatility markers, and tier 1 trading passes. Think of it as your stats for a weekend snapshot. Data-driven look at the Premier League fixtures and the sharpest angles to watch. Let's kick off with Brentford hosting Burnley. Fixture flagged as high volatility in our 500 run simulations. Brentford were favourite, winning 55 to 57%. The draw sat around 21 to 23%, and Burnley's win probability was capped at just 20 to 22% here. Goals look lively here, averaging over 3, with both teams to score hitting close to 60%. And the overs are a strong play here too at 64 to 66%. So the sharper angles are Brentford at home plus goals. Both teams to score yes, and over 2.5 both stand out. Spurs at home against Fulham. Simulations gave Tottenham a solid edge with their win probability around 45%. Fulham's win percentage is around 30. So the late away angle looks strong, especially with Fulham's defence leaking over 2 goals on average. The unders also lined up nicely, so this one feels like a Spurs control plus a goals market tilt. Next up, Sunderland hosting Bournemouth. Sunderland held the home edge at about 47%, whilst Bournemouth's away win sat in the low 20s. Goals landed in the medium volatility range, with overs at 2.5 passing, but higher lines failing. Sunderland's clean sheet strength adds weight here. So the sharper angles are Sunderland at home and the modest overs. Man City versus Leeds. City against Leeds was as one-sided as expected. Nearly 70% of simulations had City winning, with Leeds flagged for a high fail to score risk, but back home and both teams to score no angles both passed cleanly. Something else to look at was the overs at 2.5 were strong. So the takeaway is simple: City dominance, and the value sits in backing them and fading Leeds on the score sheet. Everton versus Newcastle. Everton hosting Newcastle came out low volatility with goals averaging just over 2. Everton held a slight home edge, and Newcastle's away win probability was suppressed. Both teams to score no passed, and unders were strong across the ladder. So this one looks like a defensive grind. Everton at home with under support. 5 more fixtures coming your way on Sunday, starting with Crystal Palace versus Man United. Palace against United was flagged as volatile, with goals averaging close to 3. Palace has a 40% home edge, United's around a 28%. Both teams to score came out strong at over 60%, and over 2.5 passed comfortably. So this fixture looks lively. Labour draw is a very strong play here, with volatility, goals, and both teams more than likely will score and get on the score sheet. This is one of the standout angles from the day. West Ham versus Liverpool was another high volatility fixture with 3 goals on average. Liverpool held the edge here with 50% win probability, while West Ham's home win is at 30%. Both teams to score yes, pass, and over 2.5s were strong. So there's a few options you do here. You could back Liverpool, but also the Labour draw is a strong play with both teams to score yes and over 2.5. But the real value is in the goals market. Aston Villa versus Wolves. Villa against Wolves was clear cut. Villa had over 60% win probability, whereas Wolves were in the low teens. Villa's clean sheet strength was high, and Wolves was flagged with a big fail to score risk. The unders ladder passed across the board, so this one looks like a Villa dominant performance with unders as the safer trading angle. Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. This one is volatile, with goals averaging close to 3. Brighton held the edge in the simulation with 40% win probability. Both teams to score yes passed strongly, and over 2.5 was solid. So Labour draw is a really smart move here. which leads us to the final fixture of the weekend, the big one, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Arsenal held the edge with 40% win probability. Whilst Arsenal's clean sheet strength was strong, the unders ladder passed cleanly. So this one looks like a Arsenal away win, but the safer play is the under market. Fancy this to be a close game. So to finish off, let's lock in the standout trades from the simulations. First, lay the draw in Crystal Palace versus Man United. Volatility and both teams to score strength make this angle sharp. Second, goals in West Ham against Liverpool, where overs lined up strongly and both teams to score pass. And finally, Man City at home to Leeds. Simulations gave them nearly a 70% win probability, with both teams to score no also confirming. Those are the 3 clearest plays for the model this weekend. That's your stats snapshot for the weekend. Subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you like this content, and I'll bring you the next set of angles in next week's Premier League fixtures.